Hello, Kings. Today I would like to talk to you about the ant mentality. And think about an ant, okay? They're extremely small creatures that have virtually no mass to them. Really, and they have extremely small brains, and they're extremely small creatures. But think about an anthill and how big they can get. They can get this tall sometimes. And there's some anthills in some other country I saw them. I think they're really big anthills. But I might put like a picture of an anthill up on here or something. But for how small they are, they really have a lot going for them. And you think of an ant, and so once I saw a giant anthill, and I was kind of a douche, and I kicked it over. I destroyed the whole anthill. It was a huge anthill, and I was like, ha! I just ruined their whole civilization, Ugh. And about a month later, I come back, and it was bigger. It was about this big when I knocked it over. Came back, it was like this big, and I was like, what? How is that even? And I think that we can really learn from the mentality of ants, because they're not thinking, oh man, he just destroyed our whole country, our whole civilization. Oh man, we're never gonna get back from this. Oh, what are we gonna do? If you watch an ant and you destroy its anthill, and you watch, it'll just go right back to building it right there, like that. Within a few seconds, once they understand what's happened, they'll just start picking up stuff, dropping it, rebuilding, like instantly. And a lot of people don't deal with tragedy very well. A lot of people, you take something that they worked hard for, and they'll shut down. They can't imagine the thought of having to work for it again. And I feel like that's not a place where we want to be. I feel like we should always be in a place where we can have that Spartan mentality. We get knocked down, immediately get back up. That's how we should be, like Spartans and ants. And ants, they'll build bridges with each other. Once they get across two things, they'll climb up it, and I don't know how they do it, but they'll like lock with each other, and they'll make like ant bridges. And they're willing to, imagine getting bit by ants. They're willing to attack a creature that's thousands of times larger than they are, just to protect their home, to protect their queen, to protect their everything. And they're just and imagine, and if you have the line of ants and they're going in a direction, and you set like a log or something in their way, they'll go over it. They'll go around it, even if it's like a long way. And they're so driven, and it's so fascinating just to watch ants and how hard they work. And like once, not too long ago, I was on top of one of our house, and I was cutting limbs off this tree that was hanging over our house. And I cut the limb off, and I look inside. This branch was probably 40 feet in the air that had come up, and it was a branch that was off the tree, on the top of the tree, like 40 feet in the air. Inside the branch was hollow, and ants were crawling out of it. The ants were harvesting nutrients from the inside of the tree. They had gone on the inside of the tree and dug tunnels through the branches, through the tree. Like, that's a feat if I've ever seen one. Like, especially for such a small creature, like that's unbelievable almost. Yeah, like think about the kind of mentality you'd have to do something of that scale. And so ants are very stoic, and so we should strive to be more like ants. Unfazed by the world. Unfazed by everything around us. If someone puts something in your path, you get right back up. You go over it or you go around it. If someone knocks down your kingdom, don't weep, don't fret. Rebuild your kingdom one brick at a time. You did it once, you can do it again. Take this wisdom and apply it to your life. Godspeed.